Why is it that whenever you've got an overnighter planned, you just have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and wait for the sun to come up? Well, it's another one of those days. I'm heading off as soon as it's light enough to crisscross the border ranges and finish up tonight in Kyogle, overnight there, and then make my way back and then cross the border ranges again on the way back to Tyalgum for a nice lunch. So I'll give you some more updates later.
Well, got away from the Gold Coast nice and early, so it's going to be a beautiful day. I hope so anyway, and that the roads are dry when I get out here. Some of the roads, Cutters Camp particularly, is under the rainforest canopy all the time, so it doesn't take a lot of rain to make it very greasy. The last time I rode it about a year ago, it was a slip and slide most of the way. But a great day for a ride over the mountains, and crossed the range twice, going down and then once coming back. So we'll have a bit of a chat about exactly what the plan is when we get down to Tyalgum, to the general store, and can get a nice coffee. Talk then. Just passing through the little village of Chillingham on the way to Tyalgum. I think the population here these days is a couple of hundred, that's about all. It's another farming and logging community that's, whoops, I better slow down. Oh, I wasn't going too quick. Like all these small old settlements in the scenic rim, and I guess pretty well everywhere, each time you pass through them there's a few extra houses being done up and even a couple of new ones being built. Still a bit of water around.
I'll just make it a quick stop at the general store at Tyalgum. When I get back there for lunch tomorrow, I'll give the history of this place. It's really quite fascinating. Always good coffee here. Okay, continue on through Tyalgum and we'll head for the Byrrill Creek Road. It will turn to dirt not that far out of town, and then you simply follow the Byrrill Creek Road until you get to the Cutters Camp turnoff. I will put the links to the Google Maps in the comments below for both days. This end of the road's fairly corrugated. It does bounce the cameras around a bit, but it's no big problem. Okay, this is the turn-off to the Cutters Camp. This road narrows down quite a bit and can be fairly rough if it's been raining because it gets cut up by the four-wheel drives, but it's not going to be a problem today. But nevertheless, just look for a few of the slippery bits on the bends.
Well, here we go, the Cutters Camp Road. The last time I rode this was as greasy as hell, but there hasn't been a lot of rain, so we'll just see what it looks like. I'm going to get some of this gear set up, I guess. That's better. Okay, here we go. Well, I won't speak too soon, but this looks pretty dry. Although they fixed up the bridge, the water crossing, good. This was one big puddle last time. Whoa, oh, they got it scooped up. How good's this? This is pretty amazing, actually. Well, I shouldn't say that. We've only just started. In my experience, that because it's constantly under the forest canopy, it just seems to be a bit clayey and damp all the time, but this is the best I've ever seen it.
There are a few sections when you're climbing to the top where, because the road is so narrow, and there are blind turns. We've got to remember this is about one four-wheel drive wide, so just be careful going up some of these really steep slopes because you can't see anything coming the other way. But I've never had any problems.
Well, this is the Wollumbar to Kyogle Road. I'll throw a right-hand turn here in a moment and head down to the next turn-off, which is about, I think, 15 kilometres further down the road, and that'll be the turn-off to the scenic run. So I'm looking forward to that. So then we'll start the climb back over the ridge. This time the long way. It's about 50 kilometres of dirt with a couple of magnificent lookouts at the top.
Well, this is great. All of the roads and tracks across the border ranges are open today, so this is going to be a great day. I'm not sure the rangers will like me parking here, but you know what it's like. You just got to take a couple of hero shots of the bike. And then it's going to be time for a snack and a hot coffee. Well, it's time to get some coffee going, really. I'll find it eventually. There we go. Great motorbike cup, this one. It actually works really quite well. This Avalanche coffee from New Zealand is a good travelling companion. I'm not a fan of powdered coffee, but anyway, let's get this thing. Well, cheers. Here's to an Avalanche coffee. That's very good. It's time to get the drone up and fly it over the old volcano. Until a moment ago, I've had this place to myself, but 4 riders have just pulled up, the youngest of whom is 80 years old. What a team they are. Okay, all packed and ready to press on. So there'll be a brief stop at the Pinnacles Lookout, which is about 10 or 15 kilometres further along the top of the range. A few quick pictures there, and then keep moving on until I get to Wurundjeri, and I'll tell you more about that later. Okay, coming to the end of the Border Rangers run now, so it's been a really terrific ride. I can't complain about the road services at all. Just stop here for a photo opportunity. This is also where I pull up, is also the turn off to the Sheep Station Creek campgrounds. It's a really another beautiful area. The village of Wurundjeri was proclaimed in March 1907. It's about 13 kilometres north of Kyogle on the Summerland Way, and it's a unique rural-based community with a population these days of about 125, I think. It once catered for a thriving dairy and timber industry, both of which declined significantly in the 70s. The place now enjoys a sort of a peaceful lifestyle and is the western gateway for the World Heritage listed Border Rangers National Park. It's on the banks of the Richmond River, and the rural surrounds consist of beef production, dairying and general horticultural activities. The only place to stop at, and it's worth having a look, is the general store. You can treat yourself to a variety of refreshments, cooked meals, coffee's good, and experience a big dose of country hospitality. It really is quite quirky, and has a number of relics that display local history. Okay, now on to Kyogle. Kyogle's got a population of about 2,800 people these days. It was a very prosperous logging and dairy town back in the day. Still has some wonderful buildings, so tonight I'll stay in the commercial hotel, have another look around town, and then have a good night's sleep and start again tomorrow. The commercial has great rooms, and the dining room serves some terrific pub food. The Byrrill Creek Road turnoff's coming up soon on the left, so I'll stop there for a minute, get reorganised. The road will actually take us all the way to Tyalgum, and then we can stop for lunch this time at the cafe, just for somewhere different. The first 10 kilometres of the road are sealed before we hit the dirt, and then the dirt will remain then pretty well until we get down on a bit of blacktop just before Tyalgum. There's a waterfall here just on the side of the road, worth stopping and having a look. This is the last big creek crossing before we get to the top of the ridge, so it's worth stopping here for a minute and getting the drone up and having a look around. This was going to be dammed at one stage apparently. I'm glad they didn't do it. Okay, I'm back on top of the range and we'll be on the blacktop fairly soon. Looking forward to having lunch at Flutterby's Cafe. European settlement in the valley in Tyalgum commenced in about 1840. Driven primarily by cedar cutters who were attracted to the region's strands of prized red cedar. The logs were cut from the whole district, actually all the way through to Kyogle and beyond. But in this case, they were floated down the Tyalgum Creek to get to markets. The Robertson Land Act later enabled closer settlement, encouraging population growth along fertile river flats and the volcanic soils that are in abundance here. So by the 1900s, land selections extended into the upper valley and the catchment areas. Tyalgum grew into a small service village supporting farming families, and the early structures here included the general store in 1907, the Tyalgum Hall, which is now famous, was built in 1908. There was a dairy here, which I think closed about 15 or 16 years ago. The population these days is about 500 people. Well, this is a good place to end the ride here. I can make my way home from here up Numinbah Valley Road. It's a really great route, and anyone who wants to give it a try should. If you enjoy a little bit of dirt, some beautiful scenery, and it's not too long, so you can take your time and enjoy the scenery everywhere, literally. And this is a great place to finish up. Good food, great coffee. There's 3 places in town to eat now. The old pub's being done up. It's really fantastic. The general store has great coffee and casual food, and Flutterby's over the road's renowned for the food that it serves, and of course it also has great coffee. So if you ever decide to do the ride, I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Okay, we'll see you next time. Bye.